Hi guys, Laurel Mintz here with Elevate My Brand. We've talked about the overarching marketing umbrella. We've talked about social media, but the other big question we get is how much should I be spending on my marketing? What is my ad budget? Now, the truth is there is no perfect blueprint, so it's really important for you to understand what your competitors are doing in the space. Now, the best way for you to do that is to use listening software, and here at Elevate My Brand, we have a couple of tools that we use. So if you're interested, give us a call, and we'll share with you what your competitors are doing in this space. And from that, you can make a more informed decision about how much you should be spending on what platform for your industry. It's totally industry specific, so there really is no specified minimum. Although I will say, as an overarching budget strategy, usually if you're a new brand trying to pick up market share, trying to create stickiness in a market that doesn't know, like, or trust you yet, you should be really looking to spend between 12 and 20% of your gross or projected gross revenue on marketing. I know what you're thinking. You're probably freaking out because that's a really big number, or maybe you're pre-revenue and that number's a little bit confusing. So again, that's why it's so important to see what your direct and indirect competitors are doing in the space so that you can make informed decisions. For example, as an agency, we're never going to be able to own the word marketing. It's a highly competitive word in terms of pay-per-click, and it's a highly competitive word pretty much across verticals. But what we can do is own what are called more long-tail keywords. So those are more semantically driven or more like sentence structure driven ad buys. It allows you to spend more money to capture a more targeted audience. So within that semantic structure, you can add things like your geolocation, you can add things like your specific target audience, your specific market focus. So for example, the best marketing agency in Los Angeles for experiential. That's obviously a lot longer in terms of keywords, but it'll allow us to be much more focused in terms of our dollar spend. So again, there's no perfect blueprint. You need to understand what your competitors are doing in the space. And then you need to be really clear about what your conversion metrics or KPIs, key performance indicators. I know I keep beating you guys over the head with that term, but you need to know it. Because you need to be A/B testing. So before you go and spend the big dollars on the most amazing outdoor campaigns or even on a big social strategy, you should be taking smaller pieces of that budget and doing A/B testing. And what I mean by that is taking two images with the same message or two messages with the same image and testing and tracking which one gets better click-through. You do that a few times until you have a pretty clear understanding of exactly how your market likes to be marketed to. And then you can actually open the floodgates and start spending bigger dollars because you have a really clear understanding. They've actually told you through their clicks, through raising their hand, what they prefer in terms of your visual identity and in terms of how you convey your message to your audience. It's actually really cool. So to recap, there's no perfect blueprint. You need to be really clear about what your competitors are doing in this space and what your industry specifically is doing. You need to understand what stage of life you're in. Are you a startup or are you an established brand? And then you need to A/B test so that you can see, is it actually working? And that's the best advice I can give on defining your blueprint for your ad spend. That's all for now, and stay tuned for more from Elevate My Brand.